house back now. Give the 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 house back.
These events today to dramatize what has been happening to families all over California, to demonstrate a small sliver of the fraud, and the intimidation that's going on every day. We have here one family that represents what the banks are doing to millions of families. This is Dirma, her children, and her daughter, Ingrid. At the end of March, Dirma, a widow with a severely disabled daughter, Ingrid, and 4 sons were thrown out into the streets with no place to go. Occupy fights foreclosures helped get her back in her home. Dirma has owned her home since 1993, almost 20 years. Her husband passed away shortly after she bought the property, but Dirma was resilient. She raised her family on her own and paid the mortgages in an easy way. She never missed a payment. Dirma renovated and improved the home a great deal, including upgrades to accommodate her daughter, Ingrid, who has toxoplasmosis cerebral palsy. They planted an exquisite rose garden on Ingrid's 15th birthday to delight her. She becomes very happy in the garden by clapping her hands, shows her contentment. In 2005, Dirma chose to add an annex to the property to bring some needed income. She had been renting out rooms of her home to make ends meet and built up plenty of equity in the house to draw on. Countrywide took advantage of Dirma's reasonable plan to improve her property as they had done with millions of others. Countrywide, a bastard child of banking and ground zero of the mortgage fraud scam, notorious for its suicidal lending model that killed the company and left a scorched earth of foreclosures, but made its CEO, Angelo Mozillo, billions. Mozillo managed to escape prosecution for securities fraud with his billions. Banks are trying to intimidate American people into thinking we don't know the difference between right and wrong. But we do. We know the difference. We know what fraud is, and this is business model for the banks. We know what is happening to Dirma and Ingrid is wrong. And we know that this is typical of what the banks are doing to millions of families across the country. Make no mistake, fraud is a business model of the banks, and they are bullying America to get away with it.
Call BofA, and your new day is done, yeah. 'Cause you've been the ruin of the 99%. And Raul Anaya, you know, you're the one.